Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Loft. Thank you for joining in today. This is our first episode, and by our, I mean there's multiple of us. My name is Colin, and I have with me today my co-host.
Hello, I am Jace Tautenhoff. I'll say my full name. Here's my address on the screen right now. You can find me. No.
Is the zip code included?
Yes, of course. I will send you that as soon as the recording's over. No.
Good.
Yeah, this is cool. This is a totally different vibe than the podcast that I also do. I've another podcast I do, and this is the exact opposite vibe where I can just chill. You know, it's nice.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I have seen
it's
it.
insane.
Yeah.
I
heard a lot about coming, and
yeah,
I had to stop because there was a lot about coming. No, I'm joking.
No. I mean, hey, listen, I don't blame you. There's a lot of jokes at like 100 miles an hour. Like in the new episode that comes out in a little bit here, Manin brings a spoon, and I'm holding it, and then I see a spider on the whiteboard, so I had to start whacking the whiteboard with the spoon.
I mean, as you should.
As you should. No, but
so, before we get into everything, I'd like to do this at the beginning of any podcast. Mental health check for the audience. How are you doing today? Are you getting done what you need to get done? Are you drinking enough water? Are you feeling rested? If all of those things are true, that's very good. But if there's something going off, we wish you all the best.
Hydration is very important.
It's one of the most important things, and people seem to forget that, you know? And so what's your favorite drink?
What's your favorite drink?
Ooh,
okay. I mean, I have two. So I wanted to stop drinking a lot of soda, because I used to drink a lot of soda back in the day. But now I have three drinks of choice. Like my soda drink, I drink it on every podcast, is Mountain Dew Kickstart. It's really bad for you, but I love the taste. It's the only energy drink that I will actively endorse because it's really good. It's not good for you, but it tastes good. Because I think like a Monster or whatever, they kind of taste like poison all the time. So there's that, and then of course I like some LaCroix or a sparkling water in general. Right now I'm drinking a bubbly grapefruit because I love sparkling water.
So you're 86.
Yes, I'm 86 years old. No, and then I also I discovered something new semi recently, 2020. A drink called a bubbler. It's another sparkling water, but it's very much not sparkling water. It's like almost a soda, but it's actually kind of good for you, and it tastes really good. It's like a juice soda mix, I guess. And so that's what I kind of go between that and bubbler and Kickstart and sparkling water, because that's what I like to drink. So how about you?
Water.
Water.
I just like water.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love water too, but I live in a basement. This is fun fact with me. I live in my grandparents' basement because it's like its own little apartment down here. And they have a filter on the water. It's like a water softener. So
yeah, it's a softener. So it's not like a Brita. It doesn't take out the chemicals.
No.
It actually softens the water.
Yeah. So what I will say is showers with it are phenomenal. They feel really good.
That would make sense.
Are you a tap water drinker or a bottled water drinker?
Brita. I'm neither.
You're neither.
Brita.
Oh, you're Brita. Ooh, fancy.
I
have an old high school friend named Brita. I don't think she was named after the water softener, but you never know.
Probably not. But no, $25. It was the best. When I first got my own apartment, it was the best investment that I've ever made.
Yeah.
Is getting a Brita water filter.
But yeah, no. So I have the water softener. So I can't really drink tap water. Not that I would anyway. So I drink a lot of bottled water, which I kind of hate that I do because it's kind of bad for the environment.
Yeah, so it's all your fault, The ocean is on
the
fire,
ocean's
and you're single-handedly contributing to that.
That's insane, by the way. That video of the ocean literally being on fire.
Well, it would be less insane if you didn't contribute to it.
Yeah,
so
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you, bud, but things aren't looking great for the future of this podcast. You see.
Yeah.
You can catch me at rallies. Not actual rallies, the restaurant rallies.
Okay. Again, so you're going because remember, I live in a relatively small town, so I don't have like a lot of the big restaurants,
So you don't have. So do you have a Checkers?
No.
Okay, so Rallies and Checkers are the same restaurant, but they're a fast food restaurant. But depending where you are. They're called either Rallies or Checkers, and it's one of the most interesting things because it doesn't seem to be region specific. Just there's random Checkers and there's random Rallies, and it's a mind-blowing experience because I left my hometown recently and went 2 hours away.
Yeah,
and there is a Rallies here, but there's a Checkers in my hometown.
Oh,
so I'm just completely befuddled at the process they take to scope these places out and label them appropriately. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, so like is it the case of like they were once two different restaurants and then one giant company bought them out, but because like one restaurant was more popular somewhere, then they just kept that one the same, or is that not right?
That's far too deep for me to possibly comprehend. That would involve me digging into the history,
the history and the lore.
I
remember. I remember when two of the biggest things I remember happening in my hometown were when the Olive Garden opened up, and that was because we have a newspaper review person here who left a very glowing, positive review of it online, and then the internet saw it and was like, what the fuck? So she was, like a meme for a little bit. And then fucking Anthony goddamn Bourdain, like world famous, chef saw, I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. I'm going to publish all your work and you're going to come with me on like the major fucking, the fucking, like, the fucking news segments in the morning. Good morning, America, and we're gonna review together. So like she was friends with Bourdain, and then and like that was huge because like that was the first time where like we were kind of known for something weird, and then the second time, so like it wasn't like national news. The only other national news we had is someone showed up to a school hockey game dressed up like members of the KKK. Long story. But the other...
I don't want to hear it, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, no, I'll say it. So I remember because it happened when I was a kid. So here's the thing about my hometown. Hockey is huge here. Like, fucking... It's like the sport here.
Amen, brother.
Like...
Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Carl Yastrzemski... We love hockey.
I know two of the names you just said, and that's about it.
Absolutely. No. Amen, brother. Hockey's my favorite sport.
So to reference for how big hockey is here, we have the University of North Dakota play in my hometown here. I guess now people can find where I live and dox me. Cool. No.
Whoa.
But, so we have an arena that's worth like $1.3 million, I think. Like it costed a lot to put up, and it's like, I will say it is. Yeah, sorry, it was $104 million to put up. And it is described as the finest facility of its kind in the world. It is fucking... Here, I'll send you a photo of the inside. I've been inside of this building. I've sat and I've watched games here. And when I say it is the nicest like building I've been in, not ever, but like, look how fucking dope that is. It's fucking beautiful. Anyway, sorry. Mm-hmm. I'm totally talking now.
Yeah.
But so there was a high school game that was being played in the arena between two of the rival schools in my hometown here, because we only have two high schools. So like, the big boy rival teams were playing, and so the high school that I'm going to was having a theme night where it was called Whiteout, where you wanted to be in all white. And so three kids walked in with the hoods and the cloaks, and the school staff went, "No, do not wear that, whatever, don't do it." So they took off the hoods. Now we had this huge jumbotron they see in the image here. And for some reason, they put the hoods back on, and then the camera is like panning the audience, and you see this image of these three kids. I know where the image is here. I'll just find. Yeah, right here. Take a look.
I can imagine.
But like, just see how wrong this image is. Look at that. Yeah, it's bad. It's pretty bad.
A whiteout is one of the worst ideas that I've ever heard, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Oh, no. Yeah, it very much is.
Just like, hey, you know what can show our school spirit? Literally a color that's nothing.
But now I believe now because with high school we had never had that theme again because of this. But yeah, it made.
But you know what I mean? Like a blue out or a green out or a red out. I understand.
A red out, because that's our colors. Yeah, our colors are red, black, and white.
If your color exactly. So there are two other colors. Probably one that's acceptable because the other one could probably be used in a negative way, such as this.
Even a blackout though too could be used in a very.
That's what
way.
I was saying.
Yeah,
that is what I was saying. But like a red out, ooh, that's fun. Maybe some blood things, but how bad can you get with that, really?
Yeah, no. So I remember this because like my mom was talking about it, and like I was like, and then like apparently it made like national news. Like it was on Good Morning America. I saw a fucking article of it years later from a USA Today. Like it was big. But yeah, that's my hometown history, I guess. We have three. And the other event I was talking about was when the fucking Chick-fil-A opened here, because it's Chick-fil-A.
Now, speaking of Anthony Bourdain, have you heard the controversy surrounding his new documentary, Roadrunner?
I've heard of the new documentary. I watched the trailer for it. It looks really good and also like scary as shit because you know where it goes.
Mm-hmm. People are upset because they deep faked his voice essentially.
Whoa, what?
And
what?
Yeah, and made him say words that he had written down on something, I believe is what it was, but they deep faked his voice for him to actually say it.
Oh, that's good.
And people are upset about that because of the potential that has, that you can mimic someone's voice and essentially do whatever you want to it. So that could result in cancellation.
Sorry, just I'll point out, I want to apologize for the first couple of minutes of audio. I was like sitting very close to the mic and I saw it peak a lot, so have fun editing. I'm very sorry. No.
Good to know.
But I can see where like that could be very bad. It's cool for like movie stuff, but if it gets in the wrong hands, like that's game over, man. Like,
yeah,
yikes.
And you just don't know, because I don't know where it debuted, but I think it's still at festivals right now. It's either still at festivals or it just came out.
Is it playing out of Cannes? Is
no.
Okay.
I don't know. Cannes. But I guess it could be out of competition. You never know.
It's very weird to like get a film into Cannes, is what I assume, right? Like
Cannes is like, hey, have you made either have you made multiple successful, critically acclaimed films? If so, you can be in competition. Yeah. But there are some debut features there. So I don't exactly know. Maybe you have to have an in with the industry of some sort.
You know what I have always found weird about Cannes? how. So like I think it's Cannes anyway, or maybe it's something at a different festival, but they have a tradition of like doing a standing applause, or like a standing applause for like 20 minutes straight.
Yeah.
And there's a video of them doing it for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and the camera like keeps panning to the different actors and Quentin Tarantino, and they all look uncomfortable. Like,
so
it's so weird.
It's like
me,
that.
right?
It's like that scene in Birdemic.
Oh God,
where
Birdemic.
they're all where they're all clapping, and then it's just more of them clapping, and it's edited horribly.
Yeah,
and they're all in the conference room.
See, I haven't watched Birdemic all the way through, so I haven't even seen this scene.
Oh,
but
it's so good. They just landed a $1 million deal, and they're all like, it'll show two people clapping, and then they'll stop clapping, and the room will be silent, and then it will cut to another two people clapping at a random point. It's beautiful.
Have you? Sorry, speaking of bad movies, Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Have you seen it ever?
Yes.
Okay. Have you watched the entire thing though?
Yes.
You have. Okay. So I can talk about this now. So me and my other co-host of my podcast, Talks to Knox, Kaden and Manan, we're going to start a new series on our channel called, it was like the Big Boy Movie Time, which is pretty much like that at this point. But it was like we watched a movie, we talk about it. So we started off our thing with Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Sadly, all of the data are corrupted from that fucking session. But when I say that it is one of the most butt fucking insane movies I have watched ever, I am not, like, The Room is so bad it's good. Cool Cat Saves the Kid is just insane. Like, it feels like a fever dream.
Now I'm glad we're here doing this together, because I need to. Yes, Cool Cat Saves the Kids is insane.
Yeah,
I do give you that. You're not digging deep enough.
I'm not.
You're not, because so my favorite streaming site for this type of thing is Amazon Prime, because you can just essentially you can self-publish on Amazon.
Yeah,
you can do that. And it's kind of essentially the same way on Prime Video.
Okay.
You can self-publish whatever you want. They'll take relatively anything.
Like, you mean like whatever I want? So
like whatever.
Porn?
I imagine so. I think there's porn on Prime Video.
Oh, you know what there is? There is, because I remember I was trying to find the most insane thing on Amazon. I looked something up, and like the first result was just like a porn video. I'm like, this is a lot of fucking Amazon? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, have you ever watched porn with the bros and commentated over it?
I remember before me and my significant other me and my significant other have been were just hear me out. We're friends long before we were dating.
Of course.
And so it was like junior year, we would hang out, a lot, or a couple, whatever. I remember one time we just got bored, went on Pornhub and looked up the most insane things to see what we can find. There's a lot of insane stuff on Pornhub, by the way. I want to point that out. Like, we looked up Minecraft porn. It was on there. It was weird. It was bizarre.
You don't like Minecraft porn? Amateur. When Steve is given that raw, long, hard meat to the creeper and makes him explode, literally.
Okay, so maybe this podcast isn't different than my other podcasts.
Oh no, it's just more laid back, perhaps.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's absolutely like there's so much shit on Pornhub. But anyway, but like I never thought it'd be an Amazon, but it is. Yeah,
no, but so you look up whatever year it is movies, because if you look up other years, there's so many movies that come out in a year that generally the top results will be like good movies. Yeah. Like if you look up 2020, it's probably something like Nomadland or Another Round or thing like that. But if you look up 2021 movies, if you scroll far enough, you will find these movies that are filmed on $30 camcorders that have maybe 10 people who have watched it on Letterboxd.
Love that.
When I say it's one of the most riveting, ethereal, mind-blowing experiences you've ever seen. My favorite one recently was we watched a film called Bigfoot, UFOs, and Jesus.
Okay, I'm looking this up now. Oh, excuse me?
But no. It gets so much better because it's not actually called Bigfoot's UFO and Jesus. The film is on Letterboxd twice.
So
it's not Letterboxd. It's on their Prime. Go ahead.
So I looked up Bigfoot, UFO, Jesus, and then it said there's a film called Lost Heart.
Yep, that's what it is. It's called Lost Heart.
Hannah, a burnt-out music star, returns to her small northern Michigan hometown to have lost heart for her estranged father's funeral. Then she confronts the ghosts of her past and can perhaps find her peace and balance once again. So then why is it called Bigfoot, UFOs, and Jesus?
So exactly. So then does that sound anything to you like a goofy sci-fi Christian film?
It's a Christian film?
It's a Christian film. More than anything, it's a Christian film.
Does this have the same... It's the same director, but like the descriptions on Google is different than the description here. This one goes a lifetime ago in a sleepy Michigan lake town. Hannah Howard, Melissa, whatever her name is, experienced something otherworldly for years. The event was pushed to the corners of her mind. So is this the same movie, or is it
the same movie.
It's the same movie.
It's the exact same movie. And so the actual plot of the film is she's a washed up country star, and she comes back, and everyone in her life is like, please forgive your father before you leave. Plot twist, her father was an abusive alcoholic, but because he found Jesus, they're expecting her to forgive him.
So
and at the end of the movie, she does.
Okay, so where does the UFO or the Bigfoot come in then?
So there's a kid. She has a younger brother supposedly who's adopted, who has Down syndrome, and they make a bunch of jokes using the R word, which is just more offensive than I can possibly describe.
Yeah.
and he's looking for Bigfoot. That's the key. He's looking for Bigfoot.
All right. So
and the UFO.
Okay, yeah. So I was going to say. So we have Bigfoot and Jesus locked in. Where does the UFO come in after that?
So the UFO, before he died, he saw a UFO.
The father.
The flash of light. Yes. And he's been looking for his daughter ever since she left, which is the main character, to tell her about this UFO. And at the end of the movie, they all see a UFO. And it's a sign of her dad coming to let her forgive him.
Right. Okay. Sure. That might as well happen.
Yes. It's amazing. It's only 90 minutes. And there's so many more like that. There's a film called Christmas Zombies, and I don't want to tell you anything about it, but the title Christmas Zombies should definitely.
I am riveted by that title.
Have you watched Neil Breen films?
Oh, I haven't watched like the films all the way through, but I've obviously watched all the videos of people talking about them. Oh no! Wait! I did watch one all the way through. So me and my friends for a while had the thing called a movie night, where we'd go into my friend's basement. We would strip down to our underwear and just dick around and watch movies. I don't know if we'll be talking about this, but I don't care.
Now, maybe I'm sorry. Just
listen.
I was with you. I was with you until you said we all strip down to our underwear.
Okay.
This is where I'm a little bit confused. I'd like for you to expand upon that.
It was like we were like freshly out of high school, and so we were all just like stupid. Now here's the thing. Not all of us stripped down to underwear. It was like two people in particular were the main two, and the rest of us were like, nah, we're gonna chill and just talk about stuff. But
And
so I remember because I was invited to my first movie night, on the day of my graduation party, to the point where I left my own graduation party early to go to this event. So, but it was with a whole different group of people from my high school. So it was a very different vibe than what I found out was actually later. So the first movie night was very just kind of toned down. It was just like, we, all the clothes I stayed on, and we just kind of watched the movie and talked. Our first movie ever was
very toned down.
Yeah. Our first movie ever was Howard the Duck. Was my first one for a movie night, which is also insane because you see a full-on pair of duck titties in the movie.
Isn't that the best part of Howard the Duck?
Oh, absolutely.
The bestiality, just mwah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. So then, after that, then like the guy who's doing it was like, Jace, listen up. I want you to come to a real movie night. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So
this wasn't real. Awesome.
So the next day, I come to a quote unquote real movie night with now my main group of friends, and it was a different experience. But I believe we watched whatever. Long story short, we end up watching a Neil Breen film. I believe it was the one where at the end of the movie, he like all the congressmen kill themselves because he's been exposed they've been exposed for crimes, I assume. I think that's Fateful Findings. Yeah, Fateful Findings, and it was my recommendation too. Like I was watching this one, and then the next day, so like we had like a time where it was like 4 of them in a row where you just like would do stupid shit like this. I remember one we watched that 2009 movie Gamer. With like I
love Gamer.
It was
Gerard Butler.
And there's a moment in the movie where the lines "society" is said. The word "society" is said, and let me tell you, I've never heard a bigger applause and screaming because we're all sitting there. We were like, what are the odds that someone says the word "society" and we're like whatever. They said it, and we all go, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. We're all like yeah, let's go. We're all like high-fiving each other, like. But yeah, that's all to say. I have watched a Neil Breen film in my life. They are magic. He's so magic. That man is magic.
He's wonderful.
He's a god.
He's got it. He's got it, man. He's got it. He's got it down to a science.
I don't
the way to produce these.
But like, what's up with him and like breaking laptops? He like
I don't know
breaks multiple laptops in a lot of movies where he's just like, or like he's having like a stroke or something, and he's like he bangs the laptop on the ground. And it's like, oh, there's the laptop.
I think that's just BDE, to be honest with you. Think about how turned on you'd get if like it's like, I'm too rich, just gonna break this laptop. I'd be like, holy shit, man, you can do whatever you want to me.
There's that, and I think my favorite scene, it's because of the acting. I don't know again if it's Fateful Findings or not. It's again like his first 3 movies kind of have the same plot.
Yeah, they blur together very much so.
But it's the one where like the daughter or no, the mom shoots her husband by his car. And then the daughter walks in and is like, "Oh my dad." And she's like, "Dad." And then it cuts to Neil Breen coming into the room seeing and thinking he's committed suicide. And he goes, Dale, or whatever the name is, the character. He goes, "I cannot believe you've done this. I cannot believe you committed suicide. How could you have done this? How could you have committed suicide? I can't save you from this one, Dale." Like, what, save him from suicide? No, I assume not. He's dead. Breen. Oh, God, it's such a good scene. Sorry, I'm fucking rambling on about the majesty of Neil
No,
Breen.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's good. Yeah, that is a great scene. The fake blood also makes it
And
wonderful.
then, like, he fucking smears it on his face, too. Just to add more, like,
of course.
drama in it. Like, you know, like, when you're sitting next to your friend's dead body. And then,
that moment when that moment
you
when
rub his blood on your face. Because, like, when the cops show up, that won't be weird.
#twinsies. Am I right? Or am I right, gamers?
Am I right? God, no, but yeah, it was so funny. I love Neil. I just love so
When
bad
you
that
get
they're
the
good movies. What's that?
Yeah. No. I don't listen to me. I was talking about Fortnite.
Oh, of course. Did you play
great.
Fortnite when it was huge? Because I will tell you, I did, and
I definitely.
and the worst part about it, I spent actual
Go ahead.
money on the game.
Hell yeah. So I don't know. I half ironically, half unironically. So when Fortnite came out, I was like super duper depressed.
Yeah.
And I was living on an on/off campus apartment, and I didn't leave it, like, even to go to classes most of the time. And so my best friend at the time would come over a lot, and we would sit down and order Papa John's because they have really good gluten-free crust. Because God hates me and was like, hey, you can't have bread.
Okay.
And oh my gosh, we would play Fortnite for hours.
Yeah.
We would play Fortnite and watch Vine compilations because we were the saddest human beings
that
in
does
the world.
sound very sad. That does sound very sad.
And then to top everything off at 1 a.m, and you got to know what this is, we would go to the 24-hour Denny's.
Oh.
And we would bathe in the depression that Denny's is.
God,
you don't go.
I have been to, because we have Denny's in town too, and I have been there with my friends at like 3 a.m. at one point. It is marvelous over there.
Marvelous?
What I mean by
marvelous? You
what
say?
I mean by marvelous is, I remember, so in 2019, my town was doing a screening of on Halloween of the Rocky Picture Horror Show.
Yep.
And so me and my friends, or me and my friend, I guess at the time, because no one else, it was only us two there. Me and my friend Seb decided, yeah, you know what, we're gonna go to this. It was pretty cool. Like, there's a tradition before the movie actually starts where anyone who is new to seeing it has to go on stage, has to strip down into their underwear. The guys have to mimic their favorite sex position, and the girls have to, again, put on their underwear and then do their best moaning noise.
Now, I can't say why, but I don't think I like that.
Okay, here's the thing. Everyone, so, like, you don't have to do it if you, like, really don't want to. You don't have to. Everyone who did it was consenting. We were also all adults. You have to be 18 plus to actually get in there to watch it.
Right, of course.
So, everyone's consenting. It was a pretty good time. Because if you know the movie, then they also act out the movie during... so like you see like a screen of the movie, and then they have actors lip syncing all of the songs and the it's really cool experience. And it's like the Room screening where like there are certain things where you should like, so like, as an example,
Cues and stuff.
yeah, like in The Room, if you see those fucking spoon photos, you scream out, or you fucking throw spoons on the screen or whatever. So it's like that. Long story short, we went to the Denny's after it, and it was just a sea of drunk people in costumes. Like,
Now your Denny's experience is far different than mine, and I'm not trying to overcut you, but I am a veteran of the restaurant. Denny's is the most broken place in the entire world.
I know that too because then we went there like whenever we've been there like 5 times at 3 a.m. in total. There was one time where we ordered a pie, but like it came in like a box and they didn't have the pie like fully thawed out yet, so they just like gave us the box of pie, like and then like it like thawed out in like a 2 or 3 minutes or whatever. And they let us keep the box. So my friend Denny puts the box on his head, and that was
what was his name?
Denny.
And please tell me you see the irony in that.
Oh shit, I do now. No. Anyway, sorry. Back to your fucking Denny's experience now.
No, it's so good. It's so good. Nobody has ever wanted to be at a Denny's.
No, that is true.
There's not a single person who's like, yes, I am mentally stable. I'm happy. I am unemployed or not employed by Denny's. I want to go to a Denny's. Nobody has ever said that in their entire lives. The staff doesn't want to be at Denny's. The salt and pepper shakers, if they were sentient, would not want to be at Denny's. It's dirty. Nobody gives a shit.
No, yeah.
And it emanates this air of depression. But when you're depressed, it's like home.
It is. Yeah, no.
Nobody bothers you.
Or when you're a theater kid, having a cast party after a show, it's home.
Yes, but we know you go to IHOP. That's where all the happy people are.
We go to IHOP, but I just have an experience with a Denny's and a theater kids as palpable. So I have to say, Denny's will forever be the home of, after a show, you just go to the fucking Denny's and you dick around for a couple minutes, and then you go to your next thing. Anyway, sorry.
For Halloween, I was there with a couple of my friends who were also as depressed as me. And and we were there, and it was I think 2 a.m. November 1st technically. And a bunch of college kids came in costumes, and they got seated at the biggest table, which was the one right by our theater. So we concocted out of napkins and straws a makeshift noose.
Yeah. Oh.
And
okay.
we pretended to hang one of our friends and see how long it would take for them to notice.
Yeah.
And they did not notice.
Lovely.
It's incredible. If you're happy and you're at a Denny's, you're almost like in your own bubble.
That is true.
Completely unaffected by anything else going on. Meanwhile, there's a dude with like a 5 o'clock shadow and a cigarette in his mouth when he's not supposed to have a cigarette in his mouth, staring at you with just vile intentions.
Here's the difference, though, between the two different sides of Denny's. In the morning, because I've been to Denny's in the morning before as well, it is very much like old people going to eat food. It is kind of nice, like everyone's kind of whatever. But then at night, it's just like a place for like drunk college students or people who don't have lives, and my friends fall into the former. It was just, we did not have lives. We would also do Walmart runs too, where we just go to Walmart and just either it was like, here's the thing, small town life is different.
Yeah, I got it.
When the only things open that late are a Walmart and Denny's, you do a Walmart run and then you go to fucking Denny's, and
especially
that was our nights.
Like small town Midwest North lives, which I was also in. So yeah,
where it's like the Target isn't open late, and so you go to the Walmart because that is open. Well, it's not anymore because of COVID, but it would be open for 24 hours. So like, it'd be like 3 a.m. and we just like hop into the fucking Walmart, and like I remember one time we bought an entire sheet cake. It was great.
And then all of your friends call Target Target, and then you never talk to them.
Oh my
again.
God, yes. Oh my God, like like that's like my mom who goes, she's like, I'm going to Tarjay, and I'm like, oh God, I called
It's
that
like,
Tarjay at one
"God damn
point
it.
too.
You took 1 year of French in high school. Just get over yourself."
Congrats, you've peaked. God,
No,
no.
yeah.
Yeah. God, I have just so many memories of just that, but also, have you seen, and this is a video, if you haven't seen, I'll send it to you. Have you seen the video of the theater kids performing a whole number at Denny's before?
Yes, I have. Yes, I
Oh
have.
my God. I get why people hate theater kids. Why?
It's specific as a former theater
Yeah,
kid
yeah.
and also someone who hates theater
Yeah, yeah.
kids. I can attest it's only the ones that are vocal about being theater kids.
Yeah, we should rename this podcast from the Loft to Theater Kids Who Hate Theater Kids. Because I know people who, my God, like they think they're gonna be on fucking Broadway, and I'm like,
Oh, it's so good.
and it's like, here's the thing, all the people that get leads here are either have the last name for it or they do not care, and it's one of the two all the time.
And then they go to a school that's in a like this third biggest city in the state, and they come to the realization that they'll never be anything because they were in such a small pool of candidates that of course they shined.
Here's what I will say about my theater departments in a high school here. They're actually like really good. Like we have a really nice, both schools have like a very nice theater, like marvelous theater, and we could put on a show, but it's also because we have good directors and everything like that here. I love watching like small towns do theater productions where like they pick a show that they can physically not do and then try their best.
Yeah, stop talking about me. It's not because we were small.
No.
It was because we were incredibly poor. We had no funding for our theater program, let alone a school in general. So they were like, let's do Importance of Being Earnest, and not know how to do any scene changes. And then the day before, let's paint an entire backdrop.
The day before.
Yeah.
We would do ours, so like rehearsals for us would be like 3 or 4 months. And then we would like do the set for like a week straight.
Yeah. You're but that sounds relatively competent.
Yeah.
You're missing the point here. Our theater program was incompetent because we had
No
a
budget.
English teacher who had never directed anything in her entire life,
Oh, no.
being the drama the director.
Oh,
Of course.
You know what? I can imagine that. I also love when schools do like they don't get the rights to the show, and so they just kind of watch a bootleg and then they try to put it together. Like there's that famous it was like the Heathers high school version where they tried to do Heathers but they couldn't be like vulgar, which is kind of the whole point of Heathers, because Heathers is very vulgar. It's like very vulgar show. It's kind of funny, very sad but kind of funny. God, I could talk about small town and theater stuff all day long. I remember what is your biggest memory from doing like a small town theater show?
We showed up to the venue, getting ready to set up. This was when I was directing, and they hadn't left the key under the doormat.
Oh God!
So I spent an hour trying to get in contact with the person at the front, at the head of the building, and it took an hour for him to get. And I just sat there there was a Euro shop next door, and I sat and ate Euros aggressively until he came, and then I said, okay, now I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. But also I have social anxiety, so I was like, okay, thank you very much. Have a good rest of your day.
No, we both have experiences of directing shows.
Of course.
Because was yours for your high school?
Yeah, it was for my high school senior project.
I have one. So obviously, if you've watched my channel, which is in the description, I assume, you'll know that I directed a show that I wrote called The Afterlife. But that, and I mentioned in the video briefly, that wasn't the first show I directed. So my theater class wanted to put on a show for this for whatever, and so we picked out a script, and then everyone voted on a director, and I was like, I really want to do this, so I won the whole directing thing. Turns out some people in the theater class were there to get an easy credit because directing them was a nightmare. And there was a point where in front of my teacher, I basically lost my mind and started screaming at the cast. And my director agreed with me.
Hell yeah.
He was like, yeah, like what he said is all good. Like, because here's what happened. I was trying to work on a scene with two people. And a lot of the cast was just in the seats doing something else because I was working with these two people. But there was this one girl who was playing Cardi B music on her phone and running up and down the theater, like screaming the lyrics because she hated me, like despised me. And so she was like screaming the lyrics up and down the thing, and I couldn't concentrate because I'm trying to work with two people who don't know their lines all that well. And so I'm trying to work with them, and then I hear like fucking Cardi B blasting in the background, and so I was like, you know what, I'm done, and I walked out of the I walked out of the theater. I was just done. I was like, I can't do this. I had like a diva moment almost for like a director. That makes sense.
You had this is your witness your tragic moment.
Yeah,
and very warranted. See, I'm a little envious. Because you had it as a class.
Yeah.
We never had a theater class. It was always extracurricular.
Yeah.
So with mine, I didn't have a teacher.
Oh no.
And by I didn't have a teacher, I mean I wasn't supposed to have a teacher, so I got everything set up the summer before. And then I came to the principal's office because we had to have a meeting with her and get everything approved for everyone's senior project. And I was like, hey, I'm ready. I've got the venues down. I've got the scripts ready. I'm ready to go. And she was like, actually, we're going to give you an advisor who is just our fucking drama director again. And she was one of the most incompetent human beings that I've ever met in my entire life. So much so that she chose a script of a play that had never been performed at before. Not one time.
No.
Not because it's new, but because it's fucking abhorrent.
Oh god.
It was awful.
What was the show called? Did you remember what it was called?
Storied.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah, no, I never heard of it. I got really close to choosing one, but of course there was like a subtle masturbation joke in it.
Oh,
and
lovely.
Because I went to a prep school, they wouldn't let me do it for some reason.
Oh my god. So I think I found it. Looking at like the page, what is impossible for us to go home because we don't belong here anymore? For that matter, what if we were never real people to begin with and we were just fictional characters who think they're real people? After being mysteriously transported to a magical dimension inhabited by characters from fictional stories, 3 teenagers are pulled to a conflict between good ideas from classic tales and bad ideas, which have proliferated from the rise of online publishing.
Yeah, it was like, hey, so you know the quirky like 16-year-old girl who had the roller backpack.
Yeah.
And she thought she was like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, but also super like, ooh, I'm very sarcastic, except her sarcasm was just
Being a dick?
Yeah, it's that humor. For like 90 minutes. It was the worst experience I've ever done in high school.
I like how the descriptions for the main characters are as followed. Tatum, woman, a teenage girl. Becky, woman, a teenage girl. Kevin, male, a teenage boy. Big metal thing, a big thing made out of metal. So, like,
No.
what's my character? Oh, you're playing a teenage girl? Okay, but, like, what are her fucking motivations? She's a teenage girl. That's it. Goodbye. But,
yeah, it's insane. And then if you look down even further, it's like, oh, it's Javert from Les Mis, the White Rabbit. It's so dumb.
Oh my god.
Oh, and also we got into trouble with that. Keep in mind, this was chosen by the person that the school assigned to me.
Yeah.
This play, I didn't get to choose.
Yeah.
It was called There was a character called Sniper in a Tutu, and our principal said we couldn't call it Sniper in a Tutu because some type of shooting had just happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. We did one. The one that I directed was called "I Don't Want to Talk About It." If you want to look that up, I'll look it up too. Talk about it. Play. It's a play. Yep, here it is. And this one, I'll just read you to the description here. Being a teenager is hard, and nobody wants to talk about it. Confronting the daily challenges of growing up. This series of monologues. Did I please play scripts? And scenes offer a look at a multitude of issues, including dealing with parents who just don't get it, rumors, bullying, and suicide. But by turns funny and tragic, the gritty details of
adolescence surface. Exposing the things.
Here's the thing. The description makes it very, very cheesy. It's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool show.
Of course it is.
But notice how it says suicide in there, by bullying and suicide. So we read the script, and we viewed it a little bit differently than a suicide. So basically, the scene at the end of the script it's this girl reciting a monologue, and people and you see her bang, bang like multiple times. And so we viewed it as a school shooting instead of a suicide. And so if you've seen, and this is so fucking junior year Jay's pretentious ass, I think it was like the Billboard Music Awards, Kendrick Lamar performed one of his songs, and in the ending, you hear gunshots and then a whole group behind him of falling bodies. So I kind of just like copy and pasted that into the ending of the script, or into the ending of the show. So we rehearsed that scene. I directed the scene, and then we're going to put everything away, backstage. I go on my phone and I get the news that the Parkland shooting just happened, like as we were rehearsing the scene. I remember being like, "Oh fuck!" Like,
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and so we put it on like months or like a couple like weeks later, when like the shooting was like fresh in everyone's mind, and people had a lot of questions, which was fun. Anyway, that's my thing of performing a show like this. It was just insane. But yeah, a lot of stuff. But your show looks really fun.
It was.
I'm seeing here
myself. But
Hawkeye and Santa Claus.
I don't remember anyone. All I remember is there was like a giant toilet or something, and everyone loved that.
Because toilet's funny. Oh yeah, right here.
Toilet funny.
Right here.
Flushing thing. Oh yeah.
Toilet destroyer of worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
very funny.
Looks fun, I guess.
It was the worst. But we never got to do anything fun. I guess the closest thing that we did to fun was The Importance of Being Earnest my freshman year. That was all right.
Yeah.
The rest of the choices were just really, really weird, obscure picks. And I love weird, obscure things, but they weren't good, which was the problem there.
Have you heard of the show Almost Maine before?
No.
All right, so yeah, I had the script like in my living room still. It was the one time where I was casted in a show with a very small cast. Like I was like, oh shit, like I'm in this show with a very small cast. I had like the prologue stuff leading up to so it's a series of short films about people getting together and breaking up. And there is this part. Actually, you know what? Just fill some time. I'm gonna go and grab the script. I know like where it is, so you just like fill some time for a second. I'm gonna grab the script. I'll be right back. Fill time.
All right. So I guess this is the point in the podcast where I will answer the question or dilemma that was brought up to us, and that is from Slipsy on last episode. Shout out to you, you absolute legend. And the question was that they really wanted to do YouTube, but they struggled with the motivation to actually do it. So you kind of just, I know pushing yourself is a very common answer, but take it slow.
Yes.
Pace yourself. Make sure that you're in a place where you're able to do it. And then plot out times. Dedicate blocks, hour blocks, 2 hour blocks that you want to work with it. And eventually you'll get yourself into a rhythm of creating that it will come more natural to you. And then you can pick up the pace a little bit if you want to, or you can just maintain that lower level pace.
All right. Sorry, I got the script now.
Okay.
Sorry, were you? YouTube is fun. Do it. I don't know what you're talking about. I just heard a YouTube.
No,
so.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what he said, I agree with. Anyway, so yeah, it's called Almost Maine, and so there is it's the one that begins Act 2, and like it's called They Fell, and so They Fell was unique because it was a gay love story.
All right.
Which is like I had never seen like our school put that kind of thing on before. But in the script, there are two different versions of it, where there is a male version and a female version. And like I think the director of the show who was one of the drama people in the department had to get like permission from the principal of the school, and I believe the school board also had to approve it or something weird like that. Because like coming from a very Republican area, performing a gay love scene or not is weird.
Horrible.
Yeah, of course, awful. No, but it's basically it begins with these two, and here I'll just read the little blurb here. Randy and Chad, two crook country boys. These guys are 100% guy up here. So it basically they're two like, we live in the country, yeehaw, something like that.
Yeah, those are two of the worst. Those are the two of the worst names I've ever heard for a gay love story.
But let me. So it, and in the female version, it is the names Dina and Shelly. So long story short, it basically it starts off with them complaining about two dates that they had that were like awful recently, and then they keep falling down, or one of the guys keeps falling down, and it's kind of not kind of, you get the idea where he's slowly falling in love with this person, and then right before the lights fade, the other guy falls. And like, it's kind of nice. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I don't know. I thought it was nice. I think I did get a little bit of heat from someone in my school, but I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool, Anyway, sorry, that's my almost made. Anyway, if you want like a really good show that's like very obscure, it's really good. Like, I love the show a lot.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That sounds very interesting.
I played a person named Pete in the show. And I had to pretend to be in love with this girl named Jeanette. But the person playing Jeanette was dating one of my friends. So that was kind of weird. I was like, hi, friend. I'm going to pretend to date your girlfriend. Okay, bye.
I mean, hey, theater is theater, am I right?
Theater is theater. Yeah.
And there's definitely no drama that happens in theater whatsoever.
Yeah, no, not at all. Do you have, like, theater drama that you want to talk about before we have... Because, by the way, how long is the podcast going to be generally? I don't know.
Like an hour.
Okay. So do you have any drama then that you want to discuss between your theater programs? Because I have a couple I can discuss. Like, do you have, like, one standout?
I have internal, not drama, but
right.
oh boy, I fell in love with my castmate.
Ooh,
who was my I don't remember. She might have been my love interest. She might not have been. Her name was Samaria. She was one of my best dating experiences.
Nice.
She was really sweet. We dated for like 8 months or so. Nice. And we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
Because her dad did not like the fact that I was white.
Oh, that's a unique and different spin on something.
Which was the worst thing ever. The funniest thing ever. I got kicked out of their
house for being white.
I got kicked out of their house.
Huh.
Because I was white. The mom loved me.
Yeah.
The mom thought I was great. But the dad didn't trust me. And I mean... fair, but also
subversion of expectations, I guess.
Fair, but also, she was really sweet.
Yeah.
But the 8 months was good. What about yourself?
All right, so my theater department at my school is very it's divided between the popular theater kids and then everyone else. So I have a lot of stories, but there's one that I've already told on TikTok publicly, so I'll say it here because I love telling it. So, and then I'll tell you how that bled into my life now. So, my senior show, we were doing Godspell, and it was like one of the last dress rehearsals before we actually did the show, where we were, I was standing backstage for like 5 seconds. I was like doing something stupid. And this girl walks up to me and goes, "I've never liked you." And then walks away.
That's amazing.
So here's how it bleeds into my life now. There was this fucking TikTok trend that was like tell a story from your past that has stuck with you to this day. And so I tell this story. Not thinking that anyone from my high school is going to find it, because why the fuck would they? So one of my high school friends, Bailey, shout out to Bailey, comments on it and goes, "I hope it wasn't me." And I go, "Oh no, don't worry, you're fine." And then the girl who did it finds it and comments, "I hope it wasn't me." And I'm like, how the fuck do I tell her? And then 3 more girls comment on it and go, "I hope it wasn't me." And I'm like, I haven't talked to any people besides one of you since high school ended. Why are you finding this? So if you scroll through that, you can figure out who it was. I'm not going to say my name on TikTok. I'm not going to say who the person is, because I believe it's the only comment that I haven't liked.
I think you're at Doja Cat on TikTok, I believe.
Yes, I am at Doja Cat, so half of the comments there. No, but then this girl comments, "Jace, spill the tea. Who is it?" Remember, I haven't talked to her since fucking high school.
Right.
And so I make a response, and I'm like, but no. First off, it was in high school. it was like 2 years ago now, 3 years ago now. No, I'm not going to spill the tea from a high school story that I told thinking that no one's going to find it. Number 2, if you want to know, fucking message me. Like, if you really want to know, reach out to me, like, personally, and we'll talk. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was a whole thing, but that is the funny story I have from my theater department. And then that same girl showed up to my goddamn grad party with all of our friends, and I never felt more like a Make-A-Wish kid in my life.
And then you left to go watch a movie with shirtless men.
Yeah, full circle. Well, no, I remember that because we were at like a table, and like remember I talked to people like twice maybe, and I felt like a fucking Make-A-Wish kid. You know, like the kids that are like, I want to meet Robert Downey Jr. and then they do, but like how they kind of are like treated differently, like they're like more fragile. It was like that feeling.
Yeah, it depends on the Make-A-Wish, but yeah, I understand what
but
you're
like
saying.
it was that feeling like I want to talk to the popular girls from my high school theater department, and then they came and like they didn't really know me that well, but like they talked to me and it was like, how you doing, Jace? And I'm like, good. And they go, oh yeah, that's great, happy grad party. And I'm like, thank you. Oh, and
yes.
and the food's really good too. I'm like, yeah, thank you. My mom made it. It was just like they were like pitying me, even though like I was like, why are you guys here? I talked to you twice.
You know, happy grad party.
Yeah.
Not happy graduation. Happy grad party.
No. Yeah. No way. That's weird. They did say happy graduation, and I'm like, thanks. Go home now. I don't want to talk to you guys anymore.
Oh, I was hoping they said happy grad party because I think that's funny.
Yeah, no.
Happy party. Happy birthday party. Happy Christmas dinner.
It was like, I feel like a lot of moms do this for their kid like early on, where like they invite like kids so that they could talk to the parents to like a birthday party or something where like you barely know the kid. It was like that. It felt, but like I was a full grown adult at this point. Like I was like, yeah, I want to get out of high school and graduate already. Like, come on, hurry us up.
And that's why you never have grad parties.
Yeah.
They're the dumbest thing. Instead, you go and hang out with your friends,
You know?
and cry about the future.
Oh, hell yeah. No, that's the, I honestly, like, honestly, grad parties are both expensive and stressful, but it's like, it's all about you. But then it's really not. It's just like, you have to like guide people that you've talked to like twice in your life through your fucking garage. You're like, here's the food, let's take a photo together. And it's like it's the most awkward photo known to man.
And it's also pointless as shit. Like, oh, congratulations, you graduated high school. You did something that like 75% of America has done. And we're going to throw you a party for that.
I also know my significant other at her grad party, she had like a fucking globe, you know, and the people would sign the globe. And I talked to her about it now, and she goes, to be fair, like, I barely knew like half. I did not have a conversation with like half the people who signed the goddamn globe. Like, I had like one word to them ever. It's insane. Like, this grad parties in general, like, how about you just like go out to like a restaurant with your fucking family and call it a day, you know?
Me and my best friend during, because I got invited to so many grad parties. I didn't have one because I didn't believe in them. Even though literally I didn't have anyone come to my graduation other than my mom, because everyone wanted to, and it's like, no, I don't want you there. I'm not doing anything special.
Yeah. I also at the graduations where they're like, okay, everyone, now don't clap or like anything. And then the first person, they go, like Alex Bartholomew, and they go, yeah, you say, yeah, Alex, woo, yeah. It's like, what did they just say, motherfucker? Don't fucking cheer. Anyway, sorry. Your story now.
Yeah, I might. I'll kill you. Or something. No. He went to a different school than I did in a completely different district, a richer one, and combined we had about 16 invites for 3 days because they all happened on the same weekend for some reason.
Like that. Yeah.
And so we went to all of them. And we went there. We congratulated them on whatever they did, and then we took as much food as we could carry with us and left.
Yes, that is what you do, because you don't have to like buy food for like a week. You can just keep going to fucking grad parties, eating the food, saying "Have a good future," and then just running out to the fucking next grad party. You eat more food there. And by the end of the day, you've had like 10 meals in a row. It's phenomenal. And then, if you're the actual person who it's for, you get all this food and money. Like,
yeah, which is also weird because some people criticized us. They were like, "Oh, so we see that you didn't bring any presents." And we were
no.
like, you graduated high school. What do you want? Daddy's already going to give you like a $300 check for doing the bare bones.
You know, I love that because like
you live in a condo. Get over yourself.
Because they always say, they always say, and the gift areas like or not like very, but you know like it's the box for like all the fucking like cards like, and it's over there, and you can sign the book, but they always make it clear like, you give me the money over here, and then you sign the book. But like I didn't like I didn't bring a card to anyone. I brought one to a card to one grad party for like a friend who was like a little younger than me. But I filled the envelope with plastic dinosaurs. That was probably the best thing that she got that day because it was fucking banger.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you need to let them know that you're only there for the food. We would go, we'd get the food, and then we would...
And the awkward conversation. And you cannot forget that. It's like,
no, you're not there for the awkward conversation because you have one thing in mind. It's to go get the food.
That is true.
So you go in, you say, "Hey, how's it going? I'm so excited to be here." You go get the food, and you walk back 2 minutes later to make them feel uncomfortable, and you're like, "Hey, thank you so much. It was a great time." And then you leave.
See, it's funny because I went to people's grad parties that I didn't even like. Like, because I would like I went to like the popular girls in my theater department's graduate parties because I knew that they were gonna have some banger food. I went to one of my ex's grad parties because they were doing fucking breakfast food for their grad party, and it was like in the morning, and I was hungry, and they were like, "We're gonna have donuts and orange juice and other breakfast food," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm fucking going to that shit. I don't care." You know, so and like it was fucking banging. The food was really good. I remember that food. It was bomb. It was bomb as shit.
Breakfast food is the best food, and there's no other option.
Okay, are you a pancake guy or a waffle guy? Because there's only one right option.
Neither, because I am gluten free.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are you? But like, are you a gluten free pancake guy or a gluten free waffle guy?
Waffle.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to be senior people now. I'm not gluten free, but pancakes, man. Pancake.
Yeah, but waffles are easier to make when they're gluten free.
Yeah, I guess I would probably be with you because I don't know anything about gluten free stuff.
The consistency is easier to match. With pancakes, all you have is consistency.
Yeah,
it's just a saucer of the thing. With waffles, it's a very thin layer.
Yeah.
So you can easily overlook the taste.
I feel like anything can be classified as a waffle, but not everything can be a pancake. Cause like,
what?
Am I speaking stupid? I'm probably thinking.
I am.
Did I lose you?
Befuddled. Everything is a waffle. But not everything is a pancake.
I think
that is the statement that you said. You're gonna go on record saying that.
if I say yes, can we drop the bit?
Absolutely.
Yes, that's the thing. Okay, let me elaborate a little more because I can't elaborate. So,
did you just say we were dropping?
Yes,
the
but
bit?
now I kind of want to elaborate on it. So, not everything can be a pancake because pancakes have a very particular consistency. Like, particular consistency is what makes a pancake a pancake. But like, if you mess up a pancake by making it a little too thick, it's a waffle. And that's where I'm going to end my conversation there.
No, you don't get to just make statements and then cut off the rebuttal to the statement.
No, that was the rebuttal. That was it right there. That's my thoughts. Any questions?
You know what? It's not worth it. It's simply not. You win. Congratulations. Everything is a waffle, but not everything is a pancake.
All right. I want to talk about one more thing, and then probably end it because we're going to go along. So when you said you won the game, I had this image pop in my mind. There's this like TikTok that was like, if you understand the reference, and it was like, you've lost the game. I didn't understand it. Whatever. That's that point. The whole millennials versus a Gen Z thing on TikTok is one of the most cringy things I have seen ever. Like, you know, so like on TikTok, there's this war between people who are millennials and people who are Gen Z, claiming that their generation is the best. And I raise the point of, who gives a shit?
Right.
Like, it's like leggings are the way. I'm a millennial, and then Gen Z is like, nah, fuck you. Baggy jeans are what are really good. And then it's like, well, yeah, you part your hair. Well, you put your hair into a ponytail. Aha, whatever. And then it's like, it goes like, millennials are ruining the economy and are ruining the United States of America. But Gen Z is actively trying to save it. It's like, how about you both just shut the fuck up?
Yeah, and the problem with that is that it's always the vocal minorities.
Yeah. And then,
you know what I mean?
Because like, I remember, because I put it in my Dream video. I made a video on Dream. It's like a 20-minute video about how I think how he treats his fan base is bad, whatever. Like, I bravely mention it, where it's like, there's an argument that millennials reckon that like Eminem is a god, and Gen Z is like, no, he's not that good, and it gets so heated. And then like millennials make like rap songs defending Eminem, and they are the worst thing I have watched on the internet. It's like they're trying to rhyme and they're trying to do his style, but they're failing.
Well, he's a rap god. Did you not get that from the song title?
Oh shit, you're right. Fuck.
I think this is ridiculous. I don't know. He's called the rap god. Eminem's the best rapper of all time. Have you heard Godzilla featuring Juice WRLD? It's probably one of the best tracks that I've ever had the pleasure of listening to. Music to be Murdered By is an album that conceptually has so much to offer. The lyrics, very, very, very inviting. The flow varies so very much. It's an experience that I will never forget.
Sorry, I'll talk about it a little bit. I just realized that I forgot to release my other podcast while we're talking here. Let me do it quickly. It takes like to click here. But no, yeah, fucking, yeah, no, I listened to fucking Venom. That song is amazing.
Well, of course it's amazing because the film that it goes along with is a masterclass of anti-hero-ness.
God, the fucking trend now of people making their anti-heroes is like the fucking Disney Cruella is just like the Joker, but for Disney. You know what I mean?
Venom, gotta get him, as I always say.
Gotta get Venom. Oh God, it's so fun.
Well,
what a
that's
Probably end of the podcast there
it.
on Venom.
Yes.
On fucking the best song of all time.
What a time. What a great time.
But yeah. This has been the Loft. I don't know. Do you want to do outro? Am I doing the outro? What's going on?
All right. Goodbye.
That's the outro. Goodbye.